There goes the bell now, and Wahoo McDaniel settles down for his own match here at the Sam Houston Coliseum tonight. And the order of matches was by drawing in the dressing room. On this card here tonight, there are 22 wrestlers. There are 2 rings set up. They'll all see action in here tonight. And Wahoo McDaniel is returning to Houston. I'll tell you, he had a wild scramble with Gino Hernandez in that last brawl, and he looked over at some of his friends and said, "That's what I'm going to do to him Friday." He got a big hand for it too. Side headlock for Wahoo McDaniel. We've got a lot of youngsters celebrating birthday here on this first card of 1981. Darnell Polk is 10 years old, and she's here tonight celebrating. Wayne Rodriguez, 11 years of age. And Darren Rodriguez, they are twins. They are, of course, each 11 years of age. Wayne and Darren Rodriguez. Joe Alvarado is 11 years old. And Fernando Alvarado is 16 years old. And they are from Guatemala. And they are celebrating here tonight. We've got Bobby Jean Weatherly, also 11. And Lisa Weatherly is 15, and that's exactly today on January the 2nd. And I beg your pardon, Kay Weatherly is 12 on January 2nd. So we wish all of them a happy birthday, and we want to tell you that while we were birthday hopping here, action has spread from one ring to another, and referee Juan Reynosa says, if you want to wrestle in this ring, go ahead. I don't know exactly what the etiquette involved is when wrestlers suddenly switch rings. They have very few precedents to go by because the phenomena of double ring matches is most certainly a new one. Reynosa now is checking with Gary Young to see whether he pulled the hair of Indian Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Thus we call Wahoo a chief. Well, one reason we call him a chief is because he's a top man in wrestling. Whether he is a real Indian chief or not, the term chief is used with a great deal of respect for his ability in all of the endeavors in wrestling and football. Everything he's tried, Wahoo puts everything he has into it. So in our book, he's a chief. Gary Young lost the head, liable to lose his own before this is over if he keeps yanking Wahoo McDaniel around. And Gary Young has gotten into the far ring where this action all started. And Gary Young points that long finger at him. He's trying to get Wahoo to open up his hands, complaining about the fact that he might use a fist. But Wahoo, with his hand open, uses a chop, tomahawk chop, and I imagine that right now Gary Young is liable to turn to him and ask him to close his fist. Young is trying to force a decision in his favor because of the clout that he took from Wahoo McDaniel. Side headlock for Wahoo. And he hauled him over. He may have grabbed a handful of hair, and he's being accused of it. The fans are screaming that he didn't do it. Wahoo could get away with almost anything up there, and they would all swear that he didn't do it. But I don't believe that was his motive. I think revenge for the fact that his hair was pulled so often was actually the reason. So the Indian hangs on to Gary Young's head. Gary Young got his wrestling start here in Houston. Whoa! Oh, man. There was a combination of clouts. 5 minutes have gone by. 10 minutes remain in this match. Doing that swinging is Gary Young, but it didn't phase Wahoo McDaniel. Juan Reynosa trying to keep Wahoo out of the corner, and again, Reynosa looks on the corner more as neutral territory, and he tries to get people out of it. You can't. Every referee has slightly different tendencies, as every wrestler has. And there is chop for Wallop. There is a chop down on the top of the head, the tomahawk chop. And Gary Young comes whizzing out of that ring. And down here on the floor of the Coliseum, sprawled all over it, as Reynosa now tolls the count. And the Young starts back into the ring. No happy prospect for him because Wahoo is waiting. Well, would you shake hands with that man? Wahoo, who as an Indian has the right to mistrust all white men, just felt that that wasn't a sincere gesture. There is a sincere gesture. Oh, is he flouting that Indian? Uncorking a massive number of wallops. As Young now tried to introduce him to that turnbuckle, but Wahoo spurned the invitation. And here he is with that Indian war dance of his that works so well for him. Oh, he's flouted him with a chop across the count was 3, and the man who...
7 minutes, 20 seconds, Chief Wahoo McDaniel.
Wahoo McDaniels wins over Gary Young.